Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Tammy Trayer, TrayerWilderness.com. I am trying to do something here, so bear with me. Okay, it may not work. I was shooting to go live on both Facebook Live and YouTube Live at the same time. Just was experimenting. Needless to say, it's not looking like it's going to work, so I'm just going to nix YouTube for now. Not that I don't love you all on YouTube. I will play this later on YouTube, the replay. So today is day 3 of my November 30-day Gratefully Prepared Challenge. Now, for those of you that are new to my Facebook page or our website or our YouTube channel, my name is Tammy Trayer. I am an author, writer, and blogger at TrayerWilderness.com. My husband, son, and I live 100% off-grid in northern Idaho with solar power, and we have been educating on this since 2010. For those of you that like to follow my articles, on the shelves right now, you can find one of my articles in the New Pioneer magazine, and I will have a bunch out with them, as well as the Backwoodsman, Prepare magazine, and you can find me on different places like Rootsy Network and Attainable Sustainable. I will be submitting an article with them as well. So you'll find my writings a lot more this winter. I'm starting to get back in the saddle of writing, and I am enjoying it so much. This year has been really busy with a lot of new learning curves for me. I had to dive into the construction arena to help my husband, so it's been an interesting year, but I'm really thankful to be back in and writing again. And this challenge that I'm putting on, I feel is really important. We need to be really paying attention and living our lives with our eyes wide open. Right now, I feel that most of society is living with blinders on, and they are flying by the seat of their pants through life. I was just as guilty. I'm trying to harness things and live intentionally. I've been trying to do that for the last 2 years. When I got really sick last year and almost lost my life to breast implant illness, silicone poisoning, and biotoxin poisoning, which had me flat on my back for 6 months, I really decided it's time to change things. And life can be really grand when you are in control of it. But right now, I think most people allow life to control them, and that's really not how we're supposed to be living. So I started this challenge, and I want you to join me. This isn't a one-sided challenge. This isn't me sharing things with you every day. I want you to get involved, and I want you to show me that you're involved. You can do a bunch of different things. You can go to our website at TrayerWilderness.com/G-P for Gratefully Prepared, and leave comments every day about what you are thankful for, what you are grateful for, because I feel that's really important. That's part of opening our eyes, because when we're traveling through storms, we don't always see the blessings. We don't always feel that there's something to be thankful for, but there's so much to be thankful for in our lives. And even going through the storms, there's minuscule blessings that we need to hang on to help us get through the storm from one side to the other. I'm a true believer in that. I've witnessed it. We've been through many storms. We've happily gotten to the other side. We've survived, and they made us stronger. They've made us who we are. We're warriors, and I want you to be the same. So I want you to pay attention no matter what your life is like right now. And if you need prayers, because you're going through a storm, leave that in the comments too. So you can go there daily, leave your comments of what you are grateful for. And maybe also what are some excitements as far as what you've accomplished in your preparedness side of things, or maybe what you need help with. So you can do that on our website. You can also leave those comments here in the live videos on either YouTube or Facebook Live. Or you can put photos out on your Instagram or on your Facebook page, but you need to tag me so I know that you're involved. And you can do that by using hashtag #GratefullyPrepared and #TrayerWilderness. So get involved, because there is going to be a drawing at the end of this. I will definitely be giving away my books. I'm not sure which ones yet, not sure what I'm doing there yet, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be worth your while, and we will probably thicken the pot and add things as we go. So I see that there are 2 people, at least right now, joining me live. Would love to know where you're from and what you're grateful for today, and then I will share with you what I am grateful for. And trust me, I have so many things to be grateful for. It's almost hard to choose, and I don't think 30 days is enough, so I'm probably going to be doubling up. And I see some more joining in, so share where you're from and what you're grateful for. Today, for those of you that have been following me and follow our website, you may have seen my post last week about keeping the homestead fires burning. I'm sure that caught your attention. The title was kind of catchy. It's really important to keep those homestead fires burning. If you do not have a solid foundation, no matter what it is that you're doing, things can be rocky and things can be rough. My biggest hub and my biggest foundation besides God is my husband. And I feel that should be that way for every woman that is married. There is a progression of how we should be living. And I have found that there is such peace in following that, and that God is always first and your spouse is always second, regardless how many children you have. It's hard spreading ourselves thin, but when you take that avenue and you follow those guidelines, things just kind of fall into place. They're easier, and most importantly, we are taking care of the most important things in our life. My husband is my rock. Without him, things are shaky, things aren't right. And same with God in my life. If I don't have either of those 2 components, or things aren't right, I don't feel right. And trust me, our life isn't a bowl of cherries. We still struggle. We're just as human as you are. We might look like this is easy. We might look like this is fun. It's all of that. But it's still rocky. You still have moments where you disagree. You still have moments where you don't see eye to eye. Typically, most people marry their polar opposite. I don't feel that I have done that because we have so much in common. It's absolutely insane. But sometimes he doesn't get me and I don't get him. We aren't speaking the same language. He's speaking man and I'm speaking woman. So by keeping your homestead fires burning and by paying attention to one another and giving each other quality time and forgiving, we have to forgive. You're going to have moments where you just aren't agreeing and you need to work through them. You can't hold grudges. You can't play games. You just need to simply forgive and move on. I mean, it's certainly okay to express your disappointment, express your hurts so that they are clear. But you've got to forgive and move on. And that's just part of life. It's part of marriage. It's part of the growth of your marriage. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because today I am very grateful, very thankful, very blessed, and very in love with my husband. He is an absolutely amazing man in so many ways. There is something very sexy to me about a God-fearing man. That says a lot to me. That is one strength that is above any other, I feel. I mean, biceps are great too, don't get me wrong. But there is something very sexy about that to me. And building on my marriage is very important to me. We all put all of our effort into being good dating companions. And we give everything we can when we're dating. But when we get married, we get comfortable and we settle in. And, you forget to date. You forget to write little notes to one another. You forget how to date. And that is the most important part. It's keeping the fun and keeping the excitement in your marriage. So I encourage you to go to my website and check out that post. You can find the link in the description below, both on YouTube and on Facebook Live. Hi, Julie. Glad to have you, and thank you for the heart. I appreciate you guys, and the more you interact with my videos, the better Facebook gets these around. I want people to see these. I want people to have hope in their days. I want people to be grateful for things, because grateful people are happy people. And it just makes life so much nicer when you are focusing on the positive than the negative. And sometimes that can be really hard. There's many things and many variables that bring in negativity into our life. So I really want you guys to focus on the grateful things, the gratitude in your life, the things to be thankful for. And we'll progress through this. Like I said, 30 days may not be enough for me. So I encourage you to check that out and read that story. I might share more on that then on another video, because I don't want these to be too incredibly long. Now, the preparedness side of things today, we talked yesterday about creating lists. And like I said, you can go to and sign up for our newsletter and get free preparedness worksheets by going to TrayerWilderness.com/newsletter. I put out a newsletter every Sunday with tips and ideas, posts. My podcasts are listed in there. I forgot to mention that earlier. I am the host of Mountain Woman Radio that is on iTunes and Stitcher weekly, and you can find all of my archives from the very beginning on our website at TrayerWilderness.com. Now, being prepared is really important, but it can be very overwhelming, especially if you are trying to embrace a preparedness lifestyle and have never really given it any thought. So that's why I started off mainly on the day one with incorporating physical activity into your daily routine, because that will, one, make you more fit and provide endurance if the need ever arises, but it also stimulates your brain, and we all need that. We all get stuck in slumps, and by stimulating our brains, things just progress better in our day-to-day. We can think better, we can act better, we can function better, and it's just 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever you give yourself of peace, and we all need that. It also builds on our joy and our happiness. So that was day one. Day two was the preparedness worksheets. So by walking or being active, you are going to help yourself creating these lists and being more out of the box. You'll be thinking clearer, thinking better. So I encourage you to do the two of those. And like I said, these 30 days are kind of progressive. They all kind of interconnect. Now today, with the preparedness side of things, I want you to consider into this equation your budget. It's really important not to spend within our means and only spend what we have. And sometimes, that can be really hard. We want to really dive into our preparedness, but we don't have the money to spend to get new things. We don't have the money to purchase new books or classes and educate ourselves. Well, we are really open about sharing our friends' materials, because I feel in the journey of life we need to help each other progress, help each other grow, help each other reach the top. It's really lonely when you do it by yourself, and it's also really selfish. So we share our friends' materials as well, because we want to help them get out there, and also because we feel their materials are quality materials. We don't share junk. We don't share stuff just to put it in front of you. We share what we know will help you. So in the links today, there are some things that will help you. There is a Christmas boot camp, which will teach you in some ways how to be prepared for the holidays, in that it'll teach you how to make your gifts from scratch. Grandma Trayer's apple butter recipe is in there, and the how-to is part of that. There is some really wholesome ideas in there. That is available to you. The other thing that's available to you is my friend Karina's cheese making webinar, which is free to you. So I encourage you to go check it out. These are things that we put in front of you so that when your budget is low and is not permitting you to purchase anything, that you don't stop in your tracks, that you have other materials to hang on to and learn. Because I imagine on part of your list, cheese making might be one of them. And maybe learning how to be crafty. I'm blessed in knowing how to repurpose things, and I love repurposing old furniture. I love canning and giving it as gifts. I have a creative side to me. Not everybody does. So I'm sharing these things as an asset to you, and I hope that you utilize them. Now, again, with the budget, the other thing is some people are really proud and don't like to shop in the thrift stores. Not this girl. I love shopping thrift stores. I love shopping antique stores. I like finding deals. I will show you some others throughout this 30 days, but this is my share with you today. I got this little thing, this little bad boy. It's pottery. I know the lighting is bad because I've got a lot of natural light here, but this thing is beautiful. It's an oatmeal color. I'll move it back. Maybe you can see it a little better, but anyway, 75 cents. I think it's one of my best finds yet. And I got 2 of these infusers. You can put your raw, dried teas in here, close them up, and put them either in your tea kettle, in your coffee mug. 25 cents a piece. I haven't been able to find these under $6. Even in the thrift stores, they've been pretty pricey and not in near as good shape as these two. So I was thoroughly excited. So for $1.25, This was my find this past week, and I was just totally tickled. So you never know what you're going to find. So as part of your lists, when you are, I know, how about it, Julie? I was like so stoked. I love stuff like this, and that's a simple pleasure for me. It gives me joy, and it didn't hurt my pocketbook to spend that kind of money. So I was really excited, because sometimes we can't spend any money, but when you have a couple quarters in your bag, you know, that's a simple pleasure. And useful, because we do a lot with, I have a very huge herbal pantry, and I do a lot with loose teas all winter long. So I was real excited about that. But part of your list that you made up, if you haven't done it already, should be supplies and materials that you need for the tasks and skills you want to do, for your home to enable you to be self-reliant. I think I've mentioned it many times in my other videos, but we don't have very many modern appliances. I have a blender sitting on my counter because it was very useful in making apple butter and doing my hot sauce. But that's about the only time of year I use it. I really don't use it a whole lot. I do have a submersible blender. I have a Wonder Mill mixer and wheat mill, but they come out very rarely because being off-grid, typically I'm outside during the day, and at night I don't use a lot of heavy-duty appliances that are going to take from my battery. So I have all of my antique counterparts hanging on my walls. I pull them off, a grater. There's graters on my kitchen or dining room table that have tea lights underneath them. I grab them, wash them, use them to grate my cheese for Friday night pizza. So they decorate my house, but they are used on a regular basis. I have everything I need that if we lost solar and never again regained power, that I have all the tools here that I would ever need to do the regular daily routines and things we need to do here to survive. So create your lists. Your antique stores, your thrift stores, your yard sales, these are the places to find these things. Oh, and I forgot one other one that I have, an electric appliance, is my, I just totally zoned. My dehydrator. The brand just totally left me, but it's a $300 dehydrator that I got last year at a yard sale for 20 bucks. So it is huge, absolutely huge finding these things, because I do dehydrate things in the summertime. I don't use that in the winter, but I do that all summer long when the sun is shining as much as I can. So it's extremely important to find these things. I can't afford a $300 dehydrator right now. I just can't. So to be able to find it for 20 bucks is a huge savings. And as you're growing and building your homestead, you know, you'll find that, you know, money doesn't grow on trees. We all know that. And if you can find these things and not be proud and shop in these fashions. I mean, I buy a lot of my clothing at the thrift stores too. Most of it has tags on it when I bring it home, and it's better quality made stuff because it's all name brand. So we go through clothing here because of how we live and how we work and so forth. So it's just a great way to do things and a great way to be able to check off the things on your list. Canning supplies. I can't tell you how often I find water bath and the pressure canners when I'm out. Canning jars. You're going to have to forgive me. My brain is not keeping up with my thoughts, I guess, today. I have this with my illness, so just bear with me. Call it a blonde moment, whatever you want to call it. But these are the ways that you can stock up on the things for your home. You know, we buy mugs because we break mugs a lot. You know, it's just, 50-cent mug at the thrift store, and this was one of my finds. I mean, I love pottery. So just to be able to find a 50-cent mug that looks like this that I'd pay 30 bucks somewhere else for and if it breaks, I get another 50-cent one. So it's not that we go around throwing them around, but if they break, it's very easy to replace them. So I want you to consider that, and I want you to consider your budgeting. As part of the preparedness handouts that I was talking about, there is a budgeting, some budgeting material there. I'm going to thicken the pot. As far as the gift that I'm going to give out at the end of this challenge for all those that are participating and commenting and sharing their ideas and thoughts every day with me, I'm going to add Dave Ramsey's book in there also. A lot of his ideas are very solid. I have found some other things too that work well for me, so it's going to be what works well for you and your family. But I am going to throw that in there. It's the money The Money Makeover, I believe is what it's titled. I'm going to throw that in there and thicken the pot because I think every family needs to have that and to have the concept on how to handle money. If you guys are like I am, when I was growing up, that's not something my parents sat me down and went over. I was on my own. I was on my own to figure out how to do a checkbook, and in turn ended up with... Hi, you were the one I was grateful for. I'm still going. Do you want to come in and say hello?
You poor soul.
I could see you peeking behind me. Mountain Man.
Sorry, I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
That rod you wanted 75 and 3/8?
No, 64 and a half.
64 and a half.
That's what you get for messing with the numbers. Okay, anyway, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so everybody needs to know how to handle money. I was left, on my own, and was never really had credit cards explained to me. They looked really glamorous. You could keep charging on them, but the interest wasn't explained to me. So needless to say, I got myself in trouble early. So it's important to know these things. It's important to pass all this knowledge on to your children. Share this knowledge with them because it's not going to hurt them. It's going to help them. They're going to retain it much better when they're younger than as they grow up. Getting them to, use a pretend checkbook and work with it so that they understand how it works. So those are my thoughts for today. I'm really grateful you guys have joined me. I know many of you will watch this later, so please add comments below. Let me know what you're grateful for. Let me know what preparedness celebrations you have, and also maybe what preparedness questions you have. We're going to continue on this tomorrow, so thank you very much for joining me. I wish you guys a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless.